What is going on, my beautiful DCU brothers and sisters? And right here we have the cast of Superman explaining their roles in this film. So we have Jimmy Olsen, Vince Lombard, and the actress that plays Cat Grant. So let's see what they have, and hopefully we get some insights into what these characters are going to bring to this film because I love the Daily Planet staff. I love these characters, and James Gunn knows how to flesh out the supporting characters in this film and make them lovable. And yeah, so let's see what they have in store for us over here.
To finish this off about a very special aspect of Jimmy Olsen, which is that he
Me,
highlights a certain characteristic of Superman, either his humility, his kindness, things like that. What do you think your Jimmy highlights in David's
great
Superman?
question.
Wow, great question. Maybe like
Great minds think alike.
um Jimmy in the movie, we really are just like David and I got the opportunity to hang out a bit before we started filming and kind of just became like easy friends.
That's
And
awesome.
our scenes are very like the little stuff we have together. We really are just kind of like buddies, and there's a real sort of ease to it. And it's kind of like I feel like an opportunity to see like the human like
Love
side
that.
of Superman.
Love
And
that.
so maybe with David, just also the chance to David's so yoked in this movie. He's huge in this movie, right?
Boss.
And I feel like I gave him the opportunity to feel like talking to another dude of similar body.
Right, of
Obviously,
course.
yeah.
He gets to relax because
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
rarely does he meet someone where he's like, this dude also lifts and
jacked.
gets
Yeah.
it and is jacked. And so we could kind of bro down on the level
Yeah.
in that way.
Definitely get that bro
Yeah.
vibe.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
bro
Right there,
down.
yeah.
Share like workout tips.
A lot of
Yeah.
workout. Yeah, more. Yeah,
First of all, I love his vibe. I love his energy. I love his personality. And the fact that Skylar and David are going to be close friends. Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, and they're going to have that older brother, little brother relationship. That's perfect. That absolutely nails the character of Superman and Jimmy Olsen. And again, this is what James Gunn does best is fleshing out these characters, make us care about these characters. The Daily Planet staff, Perry White, Lois Lane, Cat Grant, Vince Lombard, these people are so vital to Clark's life, his aspect. And if James Gunn can make us care about these characters, that's going to do so much for the film that raises the stakes that if any of these characters are in mortal danger, then we, the audience, are going to care that much more because we care about these characters because these characters have been properly developed throughout the film. And I think that's just what James Gunn does best is make us care about these supporting characters. And I do hope that by the end of this film, that Superman hands Jimmy Olsen the Superman watch, that watch where whenever Jimmy Olsen is in trouble or is in danger, then all Jimmy Olsen has to do is tap on the button on his wrist, and then Superman hears it, and then Superman comes to the rescue and saves Jimmy. So hopefully, we get that aspect throughout the film. Well, fingers crossed, James. Don't let me down.
Now, for people who may not be familiar with your character, who exactly is he to Superman?
He is. Is there? What's the language?
Oh, you can
on
say
this?
it.
Can I
Any
say
language.
anything?
This
So
is
I've been
Max, grown-ups.
okay. Great. I've been saying that Steve Lombard is the Daily Planet douchebag. He's the office douchebag. I changed that like
Which he is, by the way. In the comics, he's a total douchebag, and he constantly hits on Lois Lane, with Lois Lane not giving him any attention whatsoever. So, like Vince Lombard, he's like again almost similar to Guy Gardner, where he's a good dude, but just a douchebag, and like really insecure about who he is. So he just plays it off as like don't you know who I am? Like, no, bro, we don't know who you are, and we don't care about who you are. Again, but I feel like he's gonna be the more uh comedic relief of the film. But again, as long as the character grows and we actually see that there's more to this character, that beyond the facade of being this what he thinks he's a playboy douchebag, he's actually a nice guy and a loyal dude.
For getting,
But I think that's what James Gunn is going to do for this film. So we just have to wait and see. Let me change right here. There you go. Let me move around a bit. There you go. Bear with me here. Bear with me. There we go.
ready to talk about the movie, I was like, I'll say adversary.
Sure.
He's like, and that's how he's written in his Wikipedia. He's like he was written as the adversary to Clark Kent, and basically everybody else at the Daily Planet, because he doesn't have a filter and he just says whatever's on his mind, and he's kind of, he thinks he's like a real macho, masculine dude.
Yeah, see, told you.
He kind of throws that around a lot to, I think, mask his insecurity.
Told you.
All at once.
Yeah, I imagine a different environment than Studio 88.
Yes.
I mean, that's a tight space.
That's a small
that you have to like run through. I've seen the runners like pull a host and just, I don't know where they go.
Yeah, this was.
They show up 2 minutes later.
This is huge. James told me that they chose the location for the Daily Planet because he wanted it to be longer than a standard studio lot or room or
Soundstage.
Yeah. He wanted it longer than that. And it was just like these big, tall ceilings. And it was kind of like a sport because you just reset and go and go and go. But yeah, it was really fun.
Welcome. Cat Grant is very, very competitive.
Yes,
and spicy.
Mm-hmm.
How's her relationship
She
with
is
Lois?
fine as hell, bro.
In the film,
yeah.
Well, I would say in the film, Cat is very into herself and into what she's doing. So I don't think she's even aware really in the film of the competitiveness with Lois, because she is so self-absorbed and just kind of in her own world, I would say.
Yeah.
What
would you want the audience to take from her character?
Kat is a lot smarter than she kind of comes off as, and I wouldn't say calculated, but she knows what she's doing. She's a strong woman, and I would hope that the audience would kind of see that. And
let's see.
I feel like she's a character that is so much smarter than she lets on.
Totally, that's what I was trying to say, but I don't know how to.
No, you said it. But I feel like Lombard is the opposite, he thinks he's smarter than he is. And I've always loved the sports jock gossip columnists. They're like that. The high school kids that never got out of high school and they've kind of crossed paths.
Totally.
Was there that dynamic with Beck?
1,000%. Yeah, and it's so easy to be like that with Beck. Like, not that like Beck's very smart. Like, holy shit. Beck is very smart, but it's very easy to have that. We almost have like a brother sister kind of like back and forth banter. Steve gets on Kat's nerves all the time. He is just, and but I think when it really comes down to it, she could depend on him.
Nice.
But yeah, there is that back and forth. Like, she's just always like, "Oh, shut up, Steve." Like,
I love they're both loyal in their own ways, and I feel like the Daily Planet, like that whole room is loyalty, and I think that's the beauty of that family for Clark and for Lois. I'd love to know Daily Planet being a physical space. You guys got to film in something that was apparently.
Again, this is exactly what I'm talking about. The Daily Planet staff is Clark's life and Clark's family. And it's what I said before. As long as you flesh out these characters and make them likable and make them lovable and make them a huge aspect and a central figure to Clark's life, we care about these characters even more. That's the whole point of that dual identity of Superman and Clark Kent, and both matter to people in different ways. And I love that. Thank you, James Gunn. Flesh character development. Who would have thought?
Enormous in the scope of it. What was it like the first time you took that step from imagining the character to physically being in the planet?
Well, I cried when I walked in. Oh, I'm gonna start tearing up again. It just felt it was so surreal. It was like a dream. Seeing that set, seeing everybody that was in there, all the actors that were in there, it felt very real too. I mean, I say it felt like a dream, but it also felt very real. And I kept saying to, Beck and even Rachel, like I was like, we're in the fucking Daily Planet right now. Like this is crazy. And it was magical. It really was.
Man, I am so excited for this. And the fact that James Gunn is just giving that much depth and characterization to the Daily Planet staff, it just goes to show that James Gunn is absolutely the right guy for Superman. And it's going to be awesome. Cannot wait. So that's going to be it. Hit like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, your sister's ass cheeks, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of the actors' comments? Do you like them? Are you excited to see more of a fleshed out Daily Planet? Because again, it's all about the characters. And as long as we care about the characters and if they're ever in, like I said, if they're ever in peril and if they're in danger, we, the audience, are that much more concerned for them because we care about them. And that's the most important thing. So I'm absolutely loving this. So love you all. Stay safe. Truth out.
I cannot wait to fuck this thing.